Well, hello, and welcome. Hope you guys are all doing really well. Today it is warmer than heck. I got a late start, and so yeah, it's 100 outside plus, which means my garage is in the 90s. So even with my little AC unit, that's why I'm only below the actual weight outside. I hope you're all doing really well. That you aren't, if you're in California, you're feeling it. We are all getting last minute summer way past its time. I heard it's supposed to be a La Nina. We're supposed to have another wet winter, but man, summer's not letting go. So a little hard, but I wanted to jump on real quick and sort of explain my next new projects. I'm going to do one more fall attempt, sort of two parts. We have a fun project I'm going to do with you guys using a lovely mushroom kit. And then what I don't use for this fun new concoction, the rest of it and some reprints will probably get used here with my fabric. There's a whole reason why I bought the mushroom kit, was because I wanted this lovely, thing. Now, it is one way, and I realize the way it's cut, I don't know if I can do it the way I want to. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to work. I was trying to make a cover out of it. It's been a little complicated because it is a directional pattern. And so if we do a standard, yeah, it does fit. Okay, cool, both ways. I wanted to make sure. What I'm probably going to do is a slip cover type of thing, where you make it sort of like a pillowcase. I normally would just sew. If it was going the other way, I'd just be sewing down the sides and leaving the bottom or side open, tucking in lace and trimming it out. And, lace would be down the side. Now, I'm realizing this one, though, because of the direction, no, it's okay. No, it's all right. I can still do that. Duh. I will sew this good to good side, so it's inside out. Sew where you have to. Turn it right side out. Leave that one open. Shove in your favorite Amazon packaging if you like that crunchy feel. And then what I do is, because I would just hem it down, but you have to sew on the outside. It's really hard to do. But I like tucking in lace on this end, sewing in the hem, and then sewing all the way around, and that lace edge then can be a little offset when you fold it, and you have, you're backing all the way, but you'll have lace here overlapping a little bit, or underlapping, I guess, and it makes for a wonderful addition to your covers, because I hate having to, perfectly do anything, and I don't want to do paper on the inside and wrap it around. I would love to just make a slip cover and sew it down, fold it, make a nice easy cover for this. So I'm stoked to see that when I fold it this way, that it fits this journal easily. I probably could even trim a little down, because when you trim all the paper off, you don't really need a lot, but I have to hem it. So, and I'm terrible at hemming, so I can actually give myself a nice clean, half-inch hem, knowing I'm not going to miss anything. Then we can trim it down, turn it right side out, and it's going to be real easy to work with. But the nice part, if you go to about a certain amount, then you just turn in your edges that you don't sew. And I'm going to pin in lace right here, and then we can sew it down and sew it all around to keep your packaging in place. So I will try to walk you through that a little bit in case, new ways to do things. Most people just glue everything down, or you could stuff things in here, use your shears on the edges, glue both front and back down, which is my other thought, was if I didn't have enough and I had to really fussy cut the fabric, I was going to be gluing it to the packaging, do some sew work, shear the edges so it's all maybe raggedy a little bit, but keep it from unraveling. So I think, I've got the kit. I think I've got a couple ideas, but I am taking a beautiful, good 20 plus page kit and just pages and turning it into two separate projects. So it's really pretty. She's got great summer colors. She's got neutrals. These are all the more book page ones, which will be perfect for the journal itself. I will trim it all down, and then I'll put my coffee dyed and eco dye papers in here to expand this, because 20 pages is quite a bit, but I think we're about 12 here, so that makes it 24 plus the back size. That's 48 right off the bat. So I will have to find a favorite of one of my neutrals, or a couple different neutral colors maybe, and we'll do some backgrounds to these that make it extra writable and great for the back of ephemera. Now she does give us a side-by-side pattern page in the ephemera kit, and that's sort of fun to put on the back of some of these too, so that those pattern pages are definitely going to let us put all the lovely pockets and envelopes and all kinds of great things. She gives us a lot of ephemera too, which is really great. A lot of fun little ones, big ones, and fun things to sort of fold and tuck in. Now, I did not print the ephemera though yet, so I'm so sorry. I didn't get to the ephemera because they are separate kits. So you can do just papers or just ephemera. And I grabbed both, I think, because I was like, well, I need both. I think it's both. I think it's two separate entities. I have to look. It's a B-E, like R-A, kink. You have to look it up. I'm sorry. I don't recognize her name that well. I can't figure out how she has it laid out, but I will put the link down below. Or him. I shouldn't assume it's a female. But the shop's really cute. Lots to choose from. And these are just great. There's neutrals. There's a little brighter summary. I like a little bit some of the ornate framework. But these are all great pieces to play with. Now, some of these we're going to use and cut. I'm going to cut up and help with our first project. And then whatever's left, then whatever I use up, I will reprint. I think I definitely want to use these. Whatever I end up using because they work where I need them, I will reprint them for my standard 9x6 journal. But we'll pull from those as we need to. But I was going to do something with this, and I was like, nope, I think I have some great pieces here to use for decorations and useful ordeals. These are absolutely gorgeous. But I wanted to do something new and I wanted to do a skinny flip-floppy type skinny traveler's notebook, skinny tall journal type concept, but she only does horizontal in here. So I can't really do that. That sort of defeats the purposes and that's cute. And in a file folder setting like this, when we take our file folders or these sort of larger pocketed file folder, we have an expandable and pocketed file folders in our shop. So when you open up the file folder, you have all these lovely expanded pocket concepts. Now I've cut some stuff, so it's not all together, but it lets you tuck in and utilize these as a pocket. If we do what Lorette does at Vintage Paper Girl, usually file folders are folded down into 4s, right? And so we have all these lovely panels to work with and load up with pockets and load up with ephemera. What I'm thinking is, we're going to play with this a little bit, right? We are going to, I cut the bottom off already because I want to make a pocket, make a pocket, make a pocket, 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 oh, so 2 pockets because I think we're losing the top. Pocket and pocket with flip outs. And then we're going to take this guy, this leftover, we're going to actually cut him up and make it a pocket down here. So even this inner cover flap is going to have a pocket in the bottom. We have 2 more pockets over here, but we're going to have to cut it down to about 8 1/4 or 8.5 inches. We're going to lose a few on the top because, yeah, papers aren't that tall. So when we trim this down, I'm only needing, up to this line worth of cover for this guy. So we are going to fold these in thirds so that we have it sewn in, and this is a flip out. It will open up to two panels worth in the journal. So we're going to zigzag it both ways, inward and open it up, do the Z fold so it folds out, and then add in, of course, papers. So I have to print on the back of these too. We'll add in coffee dyed papers to get us a nice, not too thick because it is inside here, but 1, 2, I think I kept 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages because they don't have the book in the middle. So this panel here is great to do a little decor on, but the edges, either way, no matter how I fold it, are beautiful. And I didn't feel like I was folding something with a line in the wrong spot. So these are all beautiful landscaped, continuous designs to where I can fold them in thirds and it will line up actually really nicely in many areas. Even if I folded it here and folded it here, we have something decorating all corners of each panel. And I took the ones that are more just pinks and oranges and yellows at first because I thought I was going to take the fabric and I was going to glue the fabric onto this guy. I just can't do it. I feel like it's sort of a waste for the fabric just to glue to the outsides of file folders. You can though. I totally would do it. But then I have nothing for a standard journal. So I was going to cover this all the way around to the back, to the front, and then fussy cutting it, put fabric in here too. So that the journal side was all fabric and just fabric on the outside rim. So when you do this, and just fabric on the outside here and decorate it. But then the inside was going to need paper and da-da-da-da. So like the more interactive side here was going to be paper, the rest was going to be fabric. I don't know. It doesn't speak to me anymore when I do it that way. So I was thinking about it on the way home from my drive. So I was like, you know, these are still the lovely colors, very fallish. Since I'm gravitating towards more of a fall, you know, concoction here that's both a journal and some fun interactive elements, you know, we're still going to use those pages. But the nice thing is we can take beautiful elements from here, because on my flip outs, I want these guys decorative, right? I want the yummy corner of each one of these pages to decorate these two flaps. Now what we cut off though, this back section on both of them is going to be the top. It's going to flip down. So we're going to have something that's going to flip open, you know, flip open. So we're going to have some flip downs and flip outs and pockets in between, and sort of make this a nice full ephemera kit with skinny journal. Because the pages are only be about 3 3/4. It's actually 10 3/3 of 11 is like, yeah, about 3.5 inches maybe is the width of the journal. So very pretty with simple pages in between to really write on. And then we're going to cut up and we're going to utilize every corner and side panel to help us cover our pockets, cover, you know, all of our goodies. Now this one, I'm really thinking actually we're going to go all the way across with this one for this flip out and bottom pocket. We want this to be all decorative, right? I'll use more of a pattern papers up here. We'll use decorative here and decorative here. So maybe we wrap it around, but I don't want to lose the tab. So probably not. That's too much to cut. So we'll fussy cut here. We'll fussy cut here. Our panels. We will do a full one here and cut to match, and then, you know, use leftovers for something also very decorative here. So I have no problem going into some of those pages if I absolutely need to. Or, you know, you use the top corner, right? Like the top corner of this one is great if it has enough width to, let's see, can we do in half? Just about. If we're really careful, I'm hoping half will work. And I think that's taller. I was like, oh, do the inside, and what's on the top here could be then on the outside, which I can do here, and we can collage some, so we can make that work. So this page is going to get used probably for the whole bottom pocket, right? Our pocket flip out. And then we get decorative on this guy, and we go patterny paper here, so whatever we tuck in for ephemera is going to be what sticks out. And then we have to decide what decorative page I'm going to use, what top to bottom corner here, which, okay, we have this guy, right? So we could do it. I think it's a full width almost. This could be the inside cover, right? Inside of our cover, nice and decorative, either end. We have to decide if we want it to be more heavy on the outside and blends inward. We'll probably tuck it in a little bit to all these pages, right? So that it doesn't get in the way, right? So we'll do one of those here. But then I had the fun part is covering the rest of it, and because now it's all papers and I'm not using any fabric, so I need paper here, paper here, paper here, paper here. So we'll have to do some full-size pages that are almost full-size papers that we have. Maybe we can lay it out to where some of those folds are right along the line, and we can use some of those folded pages here, and make really good use of her pages still here, even though we're not using them as pages. So we're gonna play with this. We're gonna make it do. So let me pause for a second. I'll cut this down to the proper width or height, because the width is fine. So you can see what I'm attempting to do. When my cats are causing issues. Hey, knock it off. And I'll be right back. Okay, so what we've done here, all right, is I've cut it down to 8.5 inches, because this is be about just around 8 1/4. And I did not make it to 8.5. What in God's creation? Oh, how rude. All right, well, I thought I had it. It must have moved when I cut it. Oh, but when I cut these down, it still fit inside or just about. So I may trim these down just a little bit more. If I do my usual deco cut, maybe. Oh, no, I don't know. I might go straight across top and bottom, but if I deco cut, usually you cut off a little bit more, because you don't want to see any white, so that may make it a little smaller if I want that rough look, rough book page look. And, you know, if I leave the coffee dyed alone, but I deco these guys, that might work. Okay. It shifted when we were working on, I was cutting it, because I was trying to cut it all in one fell swoop. So that's okay. All right, but what we did cut off is what's going to be a fun, I was hoping for a longer, maybe not. So I've got, because of that fold. Now if I cover it up, it may not be a big deal, but I was hoping to, is this a pocket up here? It is. Okay, I was hoping, it is a pocket, which is great, it's not as wide, bummer. It's sort of a belly band type thing. So to utilize this in some way, where it would be, maybe do it where, you know, everything sort of folds over each other. Yeah, our little guy's on the outside. I was sort of hoping the littlest one was on the outside. Bummer. Yeah, I was sort of hoping it goes down, it'd be the big one, and then the little one would be over the top of it. And that would have been really fun to have sort of a flip out, flip open, flip out. No, not as fun. Not as fun, but it's still doable. Because we have this back pocket here, it would allow me to glue it down inside, and we could still put a thumb notch up here and tuck something in the back, tuck something here, tuck something here. So we still have 3 tucks, which is great. At one point when it's all done, I will glue these guys all down so things don't slide out. I would have liked that to be a little wider. I think it would have been nice if it was a little bit of a wider flip up, because it could pop open. It could be a notepad underneath, or, you know, have some kind of fun pockets in it. So maybe this will be used more for pockets, but I'm gonna have to find something else to make that flip down before we cover it all up. But I'm thinking, and I want to interact, and everybody's doing these great pockets and flip outs, and, you know, I'm really just loving the time of year where we just get, you know, sort of interactive and creative with what we do. Now this one is what I want to cut up a little bit and make it a pocket on the bottom of our page. Now, of course, I just realized that if I make it a pocket, and we're not going to see all that pretty in here, huh? Oh, because remember we were thinking about this one, making it, you know, a page of its own that sits really pretty on its own. And not, because if I put a pocket in here, I'm going to miss out on that whole thing down below. No, that's not going to be any fun. But I do need something really pretty for this cover. So maybe we're going to do it this way. We're going to cover this one here. I will find another page to decorate the top with, but allows us a pocket down here. But it's a pocket I really don't need. I can go this way with it. Now, whether I need that bottom tab or not, probably not. I think I'm going to get rid of the bottom tab, but I'm going to have sort of that reverse. Instead of a thumb notch, we're going to have a thumb bump. I don't know. Just to help you, and we'll round the bottom, but just to pull it up a little bit when we put something inside. So whatever we cover this with and have that indentation there will be a nice. Oh, I know my poor babies, they're all so warm. I know they're out here with me because they don't want to be in the house. They all want to be outside, and I won't let them go outside. I'm like, I'm sorry, it's warm out there. I'm in and out too much. Just can't have you outside right now. I have one outside, but he hides in the shade all the time. So, okay, so we have that potential pocket there, and I need paper clips. We know how this goes, right? We need paper clips so that I can work on this. Can't glue anything down yet because, well, we have to do papers everywhere. Everything has to be covered in paper, and then everything has to be reworked. So once this one is trimmed down, I'm looking about here. I'm trying to get a feel for where I need to potentially fold it so that I can attach it here enough to where I'm not losing it, because pretty soon you can't remember what page went where, and then you're, oh, that's really pretty though. Oh, I do like that though. Okay, so I'm thinking that it does go over a little ways. I might rip and tear and let things overlap so this panel doesn't lose this gorgeous right here. We do need it to go all the way around to the back side. Yeah, we still have this whole back side to cover, but I'm wondering, I might tear and rip this and then overlap it into this. So this one sort of ends right here, and then the back side I might glue something underneath that just sort of tucks under a little bit so it's not so obvious. But yeah, I think we have some tearing, lapping, collaging kind of deal going on here. We're going to utilize it and just enjoy the layers, right? So I'm going to pencil here, and I'm just going to sort of indicate that I need to, you know, tear and rip around this so I can glue it back glue it back over here. All right, so we're going to move that in. Because then that is our front. And I'll probably decal it so we can stain this, and it's more of a panel piece front and back, but we can work into that. Now the inside, whole another piece of paper, right? Not sure yet. We definitely know that. Don't have anything for this one yet. This one's going to be the bottom here. This is something that we definitely want to work with. Now this one ends, where does it end? Oh yeah, no, it ends all the way over here. I was like, it ends here. I wonder if that would leave us enough to do the back side, but probably not. We'll have to decide if we want to do it this way. And that leaves me a strip here that might be helpful later. So we're gonna, you know, end it there, and we're gonna put it here, but I don't know exactly where. I'm guessing again at this. So I don't want to commit too much. Nothing too strenuous, because, well, sometimes you go along and you're like, oh, that isn't gonna work. And if I don't think my way through it, so then whatever's left of this page, the goal is, by the looks of it, might be enough. Let's see, let's measure. I'm hoping that I only need 4.5, and I have less than 4. Well, still doable. That 4 inches with maybe something that's over here, or 4 inches with some ripped, like we could maybe do some ripped, you know, I have all this paper, right? We can do a little bit of a ripped edge on the top, overlapping into whatever top or bottom that's left over of this one to just sort of collage those two together. So we're still going to utilize that on this side, knowing that the inside, you know, the inside page is its companion, which is always a lot of fun, where there's some continuity in the project. So I'm taking a pocketed, 3-pocketed file folder that we have in our shop. It's sold with expandable file folders also. And they're fun projects for really unusual things that you can fill and stuff and add layers and, you know, do all these things. So we're going to put a skinny journal over on this one. We're going to decorate the pockets here, decorate the pockets up, have some flip outs. You know, these things just open up really pretty, and allowing us to then see what we've stuffed inside, utilizing and, you know, and enjoying all the fun curves and tabs that this comes with. As you see, it does lift up, so we're going to want to make sure that we glue this down on this end and the bottom, along with the sides, so that, you know, everything's really stout, nothing falls out, and I'm able to enjoy opening and closing these things and not, you know, putting too much stress. But we want to make sure everything is tucked from bottom up and layered, so that we can have a nice clean look when we do stuff. So now all we do is figure out this flappy and this cover, plus the front cover and the back, and so much more. So hopefully you see where I'm going with this, haha, and that you have some great ideas, something new to follow along with me. I don't know how much, you know, I wanted to get on this week with something that, you know, I do have an idea and a project in mind, but it may not be till this weekend, or even Monday or Tuesday of next week before I have a video. It's been a crazy week, a lot of appointments, the kids' schedules, and it's super hot out, so it's really hard to get out here in the morning and get everything I want done before it gets hot. There's just not enough hours in the day. So I appreciate you coming along, checking in real quick with me. Hope you're all doing well. We are working with this lovely mushroom kit. I think it's Enchanted Mushrooms. I will put the link down below for the artist and the Etsy shop that this came from. So if you want to follow along, you want to make one with me, this is there. And in the meantime, since it may be a week out, check our shop also at Design Journal and Supplies. It's also down below. And look for our file folders. We have plain file folders. We have brown, and we have a shabby file folder set. Only because it reminds me of a Napoleon ice cream, and it's pink and cream and brown, the crafts brown file folders. And then we have these pocketed file folders with expandable like file folder pockets, and those are fun to fold in half and open up and do fun things with too. So plenty of things to do. Get creative. You want to follow along, there's time to definitely order some stuff to get it out to you. I'm just trucking along with orders, so if I see you guys come place these orders, I will so make sure I get them out to you right away, because I know it means you're jonesing to maybe work along with me, and hopefully you will you will visit this shop or mine. Not, you know, it depends what you're wanting to do. I have a lot of botanical kits that are great for all year. You can do this with any autumn kit. You can do the fall kit. Do it with Christmas kits. But, you know, it's a good way to use horizontal pages if you're not sure what to do with them. You can still make a skinny journal out of it, just not as tall, right? It's more of a traveler's notebook. Traveler's notebooks are more 8 or 9 inches by around 4 wide. When a skinny flip-flop journal is great at that, 11 inches by barely 4 inches. So it can go both ways, totally up to you. It depends on how you want to categorize it. So hopefully you'll craft along with me. I'll keep you posted. If I get a moment, I'll take a photo. I'll let you know when the next video is coming up. Cross our fingers maybe this weekend. It's a super busy weekend, but maybe I can get a moment to breathe and, you know, get this ready to go so you guys can see it this weekend. So love you all very much as we attempt a new little project with fun file folders and a great fall, last hurrah fall kit that I'll be working on this year. So love you all very much. Talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.